Hello everyone, welcome to Tencer Yoga. On the menu, we have yoga for knees and hips. Okay, so for today, I really wanted to do a practice focusing on the knee. And actually, it's going to be kind of a shorter practice because I'm actually just going to show you one pose, and I hope that you'll stay in the pose for about 5 minutes or so each side. And the intention here is to really highlight the relationship between your hip and your knee. Right, so I do get a lot of times students saying that their knees are hurting and how do you adjust your practice, etc., etc. And there are ways, and I will do additional videos showing some modified setups for various poses. But it's also important to understand that sometimes the trouble with knees comes more as a consequence of another area of the body. For example, the hip. Tightness in the hip may result in the knee getting torqued in unusual ways. So this pose, this setup, it's a variation of Anantasana, is going to create space both in the knee joint and in the hip joint. And I think it should feel good. I know there were a few of you who specifically asked for some knee-related poses. It should feel good to help relieve some of the strain maybe that's going on for you with the knees. But I also feel it's preventative, okay, even if you don't have issues now. Okay, so let's get to it. You'll need a whole bunch of props for this one, okay? Yeah, you can see here behind me, I have a bolster, a halasana box. Here, another mat, something sticky on top, a whole slew of blankets. I put a pillow, I have a washcloth, and I also have here a bandage, okay? You need to be creative. So the bandage could be a pair of socks, the halasana box could be a chair, the towels can be a stack of bolsters, it could be towels, it could be pillows. You'll see as we get into the pose, as I demonstrate the pose, that you need to just build your setup, and it's going to depend on the length of your limbs and what kinds of props you have available. Okay, so this is just a starting place. Okay, so what you're going to do is lay on your side. Okay, so let's start on, if you're going to follow me here, you can start on your left side and place your left leg under your setup. So if it's the halasana box or under the seat of the chair, and then position your right leg on top of all of your props. And you need to maneuver yourself here inside, okay, inside this way, and adjust so that you have enough height here such that the back of your knee is absolutely supported, okay? This little washcloth I'm using here at the other end, at the far end there, is just a little bit of support for my ankle, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my head bandage, or you can use something, you know, of this shape, even a rolled hand towel or a pair of socks, and I'm really gonna catch it right under the knee there so that you're really opening up the knee joint, and it should feel quite good, just creating space back there, okay? So just get it right into place, and then lay yourself down and adjust so that you're absolutely on your left hip there, okay? You're right on the edge. This arm, your left arm, can extend forward and then lay your head on a bolster, a blanket, something like so, okay? Now turn your right knee out, turn it out towards the wall. It might touch the wall, it might not, that's fine, okay, but turn it out. And there is some finessing here to figure out your setup. So what are you looking for, okay? This is what I look for. This is my experience of the pose. I actually tried it, you know, with less height, and then I was adding more height, and what I found is that once I got enough height, Like sometimes I almost felt like it felt good. I was like, oh, this is good, but I'll just try one more blanket, see how it feels. And then each blanket I added felt even better. Okay, so do experiment and see. But what I'm looking for, what it feels to me, is that this joint, it's like somebody's holding me right here, and then the leg can follow away from that, right? The knee is just hooked here, and then there's sort of a space down here for the leg bone to drop down. So this is getting opened, and the knee joint is getting opened, okay? Take your head back, turn your right thigh out, and then gently move the buttock into the body, into the body. Okay, with your left foot, you can push the floor. So you can be active or medium active here, right? You can be very active or a little bit less active, depending on how intense it is for you here. But press the edge of your foot down, turn your right leg out, turn your knee, turn your thigh, it's right in the hip there, and move that right buttock into the body and open up here. Okay, let gravity do its thing and allow the leg bone to descend. Okay, so the back of the knee is hooked, and then just let the leg bone descend and find its root there deep in the pelvis. Okay, and you can be here like so and just breathe. Okay, sometimes I use my hand, I do a little bit, just a little bit of encouraging here, like this. But you can literally set a timer and be here for, up to 5 minutes. See how it is. For some, it might be intense. Okay, if it's too intense, then you're gonna work up to it. Deep in the hip socket, externally rotate, move the right buttock into the body, turn your leg a little more. Okay, go back to the bottom leg, and with your left outer foot there, press down, straighten that leg. Okay, my head is back towards the wall. I'm purposely against the wall here. And my foot, my extended leg here, is also back towards the wall. Not quite touching, but almost. Okay, and for me, my knee does not touch the wall. I can get my hand in here, but maybe for some people it will. Okay, if you find you're stiff in the hips and the pelvis, then maybe you need to move your knee a little bit more forward here, the whole leg a little forward. Okay, so see what's reasonable. I do feel that you'll feel it and you'll know. Okay, so you can pause the recording and just be here for a few more minutes. Or if you've had enough, then you can slowly release, and we'll set this all up on the other side. Yeah, this time you're going to lay on your right side and have your left leg up on this setup here. Okay, lie all the way right up top on the hip here. Okay, and then don't forget, almost forgot here, you're going to take your roller and position yourself so that the back of the knee is really full. Okay, and you never know, the hips may not be the same, so you may need the same amount of height, you may need different, you may need a thicker roller. See how it goes. The hip may not be the same, the knee may not be the same. Okay, and then once you've got that all set up, again, adjust so that you're right on the top of the hip there, this side there, and then lay down. Okay, move your head back, use the wall as a bit of a guide so that you know you've got that good Anantasana position. And then deep in your hip socket, externally rotate. So turn the knee back, turn the thigh out, and move your left buttock into the body a little bit. Okay, you can kind of push back, turn a little bit, even do open palm, like so, and then just rest your right ear on your bolster or on your blanket. Okay, pressurize the edge of your foot, the edge of your right foot into the floor there. Straighten that leg Yeah, and take the leg back towards the wall. Okay, now top leg as well. Externally rotate, revolve, revolve. And left buttock into the body, head back a little bit, feel the opening. Okay, and again, give yourself the experience, move your attention inward, right? So you can start to be in your body, if if that makes sense. I'm going to describe how it feels for me, but really, it's quite personal. You have to seek it out yourself. Okay, but again, to me, it feels like the back of the leg is just sort of hooked on this height, which is why it's important to have enough height. Enough height, so it's almost like a little bit of traction. Like if this inner knee and outer knee was attached up to the ceiling, right? Like there was two strings and someone was holding up, and then the thigh bone can just now fall down. That's the sensation I get in this position here. Okay, so there's an opening, there's some kind of space created in here, and then also space in here. Okay, and then it's generally easy for the knee to fall forward, so every once in a while, roll it out, turn from the hip socket, move the left buttock into the body. Okay, the bottom arm can be straight, you can be relaxed with the top arm, or you can do something with it. Okay, and again, about 5 minutes or so. Stay in the pose. Give yourself some time here. Let the shape do its thing, right? Give your body a chance to get used to this particular shape. Okay, now if 5 minutes is too much, it's intense, don't suffer through it, right? It may be something you need to work up to. So try 30 seconds, try a minute, try 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, but do what is reasonable for you. And then again, you can pause the recording and stay for longer. Or if you've had enough here, you can slowly make your way out. Okay, so please be mindful, be careful. Remove the support from behind the knee and lower your leg. Okay, and then carefully push yourself back upright in some fashion or another. Okay, that is what I have for you today. One pose, but I would be very curious to know. Those of you who've reached out and mentioned about some issues, some challenges with the knee, let me know how this goes. Really, I really want to know. Okay, thank you, and I look forward to practicing with you on the mat again another day.